Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everyone. We're going to do a film review today, specifically a review on the film Ghost Rider 2: Spirit of Vengeance. Now, many critics thought the original Ghost Rider movie was bad in itself, but personally, I enjoyed it. The sequel, not so much. I went to see it in theaters, and that was the first time I actually regretted buying the ticket. I'd never walked out on a movie before, and I was determined not to start then, so I sat through it. And now I'm here to advise you all to save your money. The original movie wrapped itself up rather cleanly, but still left potential for the inevitable sequel. However, this sequel looks more like a failed reboot attempt than the sequel it was marketed as. There's no mention of the original love interest, and facts made official by the first movie were, in many cases, ignored completely in favor of a new story. And not a very good one at that. The plot follows Johnny Blaze, fighting against his increasingly powerful demon side, as he is promised freedom from his curse in return for protecting the devil's mortal son from his father. This doesn't sound too bad, however, the poor quality of the actual writing slaloms between heart-pounding, fast, and cluttered action sequences to yawn-inducing bouts of storytelling that are just badly disguised bridges between the flaming skeletons, shootouts, and crashing vehicles. This movie is crammed full of characters with squandered potential and plot holes galore, which is a bad sign in any media. The actual character of Johnny Blaze in this sequel considers his powers a curse and has gone into a self-imposed exile, and it is implied that this happened shortly after the first film. This is a complete turnaround from the ending of the first movie, where Blaze has declared that he wants to use his Ghost Rider ability for good. Roxanne, the supposed love of Blaze's life in the first film, isn't even given a passing mention, aside from a flicker of screen time in an early flashback. There's a new female lead introduced, Nadia, the devil's mistress, but the relationship most focused on is Blaze's apparent desires to be a father figure for Nadia's son, Danny, the mortal son of the devil. Almost every non-action scene revolves around these awkward interactions, and leave the viewer too much time to think about all the ways they could have spent the $14 this ticket cost them. This isn't to say that the movie was a complete loss. On the contrary, the special effects are pretty impressive. However, no matter how good the CG flames and motion capture is, it's not enough to cover up a lacking plot and rather mediocre acting throughout the cast. This movie was given an average rating of 3.5 out of 10 by most critics, and unfortunately I have to agree with them. It was a real letdown of a sequel, and I regret spending my money to sit through 2 hours of it. My advice? Save your money. The sequel really isn't worth the cost.